Welcome to the March 24th, 2015 press conference for Liberty High School Lady Jays basketball. We just finished up an unbelievable season, finishing 27-4. Came up short in the state championship game, lost to Columbia Rockbridge, so we ended up with the second place trophy, but definitely a great season and one of the best that we've had since we've been here. So I'll open it up for any questions at this time. Yes?
What it was like in the summarize the game in the Final Four and then to the championship?
Yeah, it's kind of like I told the team after the state championship game. The thing about sports in general is that it can create the happiest moment and then it can create the saddest moment, and it can do it within 24 hours, and that's the amazing thing about it. I think we were all riding pretty high Friday night after having a game-winning shot go in and win the way that we did against a really good Parkway North team. And then to turn around in the state championship game and come up short, you kind of ride that whole wave of emotions. But we really wanted the kids to understand that losing in the state championship game could not be a defining moment for them, that it needed to be about the memories they shared just over the experience. Having a chance to go down there and do press conferences in front of 15 to 20 people, to be on TV, to have people talk about you, in such a good way that they did. Those are the memories that we need to have, even if it's going out to the movies on Saturday afternoon before the game. Things like that are the things that they really need to cherish and remember. So both games were great. Friday night obviously left a lot of smiles on our faces and gave us something to be extremely proud of. Yes?
Obviously, this is kind of like a really long way away, but what are you guys looking forward to next season?
It's one of those things. I think that this year nobody expected us to be in Columbia playing. Probably thought we'd go down there and watch, but we wouldn't play. So next year I think we're going to have to learn very quickly about the pressure of being a really good team. This year there wasn't any pressure. Most teams I don't think they really thought we were going to be as good as we were. Next year, most teams are going to be coming after us, and so with that, it puts a target on your back, and it makes you play at a different level. You no longer have easy games. Even the games that you think are going to be easy, those teams now have nothing to lose. If they lose against you, most people will say, well, they're supposed to. So it really changes the way that we're going to have to prepare in the off season, and the way that we're going to have to get stronger and a little bit faster, and really work on the outside shot more, so that way we can be prepared for what teams try to throw at us next year. Yes?
What do you think you're going to miss the most about this team?
I think the biggest thing is obviously going to be our two seniors. They're kids that I got to spend 3 years with now, on and off the floor, and they're two of the best kids ever, Shiara and Alexa Marie. Not only are very good basketball players, but they're just great people. Those are the things that I always miss when we have kids that graduate, is just the relationship part of it. You spend so much time with them, especially in a season like this year. It was virtually 6 months, and that's a long time, and we're talking 6, sometimes 7 days a week that we were doing something as a basketball team. So that's always the hard part when it ends. We talked about that Saturday night, is what are we going to do after school on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday now? So finding things to do, and obviously we will be able to occupy our time, but just missing that relationship piece is going to be the biggest thing. But the great thing about the luxury of being a coach is we get to experience it all again next year. So we get to build new relationships and build on the ones that we already have, and have a chance to kind of continue through it again. So I'm extremely lucky to be where I'm at. Yes?
Can you just give a recap of Saturday's state game, of what really went on and happened?
Yeah, absolutely. We came out a little nervous. Obviously, state championship game. I think the kids did a good job of taking in all the extra stuff that goes with the state championship, the highlight video up on the big video board, the lights out introductions. The good thing is here at Coakley, we're able to do a lot of that stuff too. So our kids have been through it, but on that stage, it's still different. So I felt like our kids handled it well, but when the game started, I felt like we were just a little nervous. We started out, and really the entire game played good defense. I think the first 3 possessions we forced turnovers or missed shots on Rockbridge. We just couldn't convert on the other end because of our nerves. Once we settled into it, we built a 4-point lead by halftime, and I felt like, we were doing really well. We shot the ball well in the first half. We defended well in the first half. The second half really came down to they had 2 kids that hit big shots in the third quarter. 2 kids that we weren't guarding as closely because of our game plan. We really had to focus on Sierra Porter. We had to focus on Sophie Cunningham. We had to focus on Madison Treese. The other 2 kids, we just don't have enough kids to focus on those as well. So they did what good teams do, which is they got those kids the ball and they hit big shots. That doesn't always happen, but when it does, it's going to be a tough game to win. I felt like we kept it close for a while. They went on a big run at the end. They really did a good job of forcing it inside and used their height to an advantage. They knew that was going to be a weakness for us. We were guarding 5'8", going up against 6'5". That's a huge difference. And their 6'5" kids were really, really good. So I felt like as the game went on, we got a little tired. We got a little, our legs were gone, so we weren't able to hit the outside shot as well as we wanted to against their zone. But the great thing about our kids is they never stopped fighting. I mean, I felt like everybody was still into the game and still fighting even at the very, last few seconds. And, it's always a tough thing because, again, you go through so many emotions. The worst thing as a coach is to look down and see your kids upset. But it's also a good reminder of how much work and time that they put into it, which is why they were upset. So, definitely didn't turn out the way we wanted it, but I think if you would have come to us in November and said, you're going to be playing in the state championship game, we probably would have said, that's a great thing, let's do it. So we were very happy to be where we were at. Yes, sir.
What was kind of the emotion after the win against Parkway North?
I think everybody was pretty excited. I don't know if you've had a chance to really look at the clips on Facebook or on Twitter, but there was a pretty big pile of kids that kind of ran into the other side of the gym there. It was pretty cool. I was over celebrating by myself. It was kind of weird. I don't know. I looked over and there were coaches and kids laying on the floor, and I was jumping around by myself. But it was one of the neatest experiences ever, and it was good for our kids to go through that because we held the lead for most of the game. We surrendered the lead late in the game. That very athletic team did a really good job of scoring inside and kept us from scoring for a little bit. And then the way that we fought back and to hit a free throw, then miss a free throw. I mean, I have never seen so much emotion from an entire gym than the last 5 seconds of that game. If you go back and watch that film, you can see the Parkway North crowd in the background behind, Morgan as she's shooting free throws. And when she misses the free throw, they are the most excited people ever. And within 2 seconds, Shiara catches and scores, and you see the excitement of our kids. But if you look in the background, you see just total disbelief from Parkway North. So, again, that's the fun thing about sports is it's such a roller coaster. But I thought our kids did a good job all year, and especially throughout that game and the end of the game, and even after the game, of being able to kind of stay in the middle. You get real excited, you get real down, but to be able to kind of come back and stay in the middle is something that we preach a lot to our kids, and I feel like it's one of those goals for life too. You can't let something be so high for you or something be so low for you. You have to find a way to manage both and just kind of stay even keel to kind of navigate life the right way, at least in my mind. Yes?
Who were some of the main key players in the state game that stood out to you?
Really, I thought in really both games, I felt like everybody just kind of contributed quite well. Our starters carry the load of scoring and did kind of all year. But we had players coming off the bench that really, played well and gave us valuable minutes. Whether we're in foul trouble and they have to extend their minutes, or they just do a good job of playing well, in the game itself, and they get extended minutes that way. I don't know. We have 14 kids on the bench, and to be honest, I think all 14 played a huge role. Even the kids that don't necessarily get into the game to play a huge role in the success of our team, because they're huge. They do a great job of cheering on our kids. They do a good job of keeping us grounded. They do a good job of recognizing things going on in the game, do a good job of supporting each other. And I think when you see that, when you see 14 kids really fighting together, that's when teams become really strong. Yes, sir.
How proud are you of the basketball team and how they persevered and pushed and did as well as they did in your season?
Extremely proud. I mean, I truly, I think every season we're very proud of the kids we have. But I think one of the biggest things about this group is all the stuff that they did off the floor. 27-4 is amazing. I'll take that any year. If we can consistently have 27-4 records, I'm going to be a Hall of Fame coach at some time. I don't know if I can do that, but more importantly, if we can have kids that give back to the community in the way that these kids did, then my goals as a coach are definitely going to be met. When I got into coaching, one of the things I always wanted to do was make sure that we had kids that were good role models. It's become even more important for me. I have an 8-year-old and a 5-year-old that absolutely look up to this team, and to see my 8-year-old upset after the game because this team lost, to know that she cried the last 2 minutes of the game because this team lost, says a lot about the impact that this team truly makes on the younger kids in our community. And the sidekick program at Manor Hill, that's what I'm proud of. The raising money for the family that lost their house to a fire in Lawson, that's what I'm proud of. The ringing the bells for the Salvation Army when it's 30 degrees and snowing, that's what I'm proud of. 27-4, those come and go. An opportunity to play at state, those come and go. But those memories and those lessons that they're learning and those lessons that they're helping others learn are much more important, and make me as a coach extremely proud. All right, well, I think that concludes the press conference for March 24th, 2015. Looking forward to more of these next year and to another great basketball season. Thank you.